You're listening to the Average Sports Guys podcast with Eddie and Marcus.
What's up, everybody? How's it going? This is Eddie, and I am with Marcus, and we are the Average Sports Guys podcast. So we are back for episode 5.
Cinco.
And this one is going to be unique, kind of special. Everyone is doing it, all the sports guys, but we are essentially going to
talk about the draft order and these 32 teams and their projected picks.
That's right. We're going to go over who Marcus decided and who Eddie decided. That's me. 1 through 32, first round only.
Yeah.
So Marcus, why don't we just get into it, starting with the first pick of the draft?
With the first pick of the draft. Just kidding. No, we're talking about the Cardinals, and I have them taking Kyler Murray.
Which most of us do.
Most of us do, just because he's that much of a dynamic talent. Outside of his height, he has every other measurable in the book. He throws a pretty ball. He can read defenses. He can escape, things of that nature. He's just that guy. And in my opinion, he definitely should go above Dwayne Haskins. But, yeah, I definitely have the Cardinals taking Kyler Murray number 1.
That's right. I also have Kyler Murray. No surprise. Everybody knows quarterback out of Oklahoma. I mean, this kid's got crazy speed. He has the arm strength. Mm-hmm. He has the smarts. Obviously, his heart was questioned whether does he desire to play football over baseball. Clearly, he chose to go into the NFL draft, so we'll see how that plays out. Assuming he goes to Arizona, I still think the team has a ton of holes. I don't expect them to be very good, but again, I'm picking him to go. 1 overall to the Cardinals.
Right.
Obviously, as everybody knows who watches the draft or, a fan of the NFL, anything can happen. We've seen some crazy stuff. It could be some last minute, trickeration.
Absolutely.
And I wouldn't be surprised if they ended up going Nick Bosa number 2. You know what I mean? Because the thought process with that is, okay, you can get a premier edge rusher in the draft, keep Rosen. If the coach just thinks, hey, I could develop this guy, we can build and get other pieces and all that. But again, I have Kyler Murray going 1 overall, just like you do to the Cardinals.
Yep.
So with pick number 2, San Francisco, I actually have Nick Bosa, who's an edge rusher out of Ohio State.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too. This guy, I mean, he's a Bosa. He just blows stuff up. He's just one of those guys that, that just changes a defense because he's one of those guys in the backfield that you have to account for.
Oh, yeah.
This dude's a monster. I mean, he was right, in my opinion, he was right for sitting out after that injury, and, I'm excited to see him in the Niners uniform. I hope that he doesn't, in the near future take out any of my Eagles or hits them too hard, but, I'm excited to see, this guy, try to play up to, what his brother's been doing, with the Chargers. So I'm excited.
Yeah, and good for him for going to San Francisco. If that's how it plays out, he's not in our division. We don't have to worry about him twice a year.
Not at all.
So that'll be good. Who do you have for the 3rd overall pick?
With the Jets, I have them taking Josh Allen. Honestly, they're in need of a dynamic edge rusher. I mean, yeah, they did get Suggs, but in my opinion, Suggs is getting up there in age. And I think having, that young talent to, study from guys that are already there will definitely help out. But I definitely think that they're going edge rusher 100%.
Okay, so you got the Jets going Josh Allen.
Yep.
Yeah, so for me, for the Jets, I actually have Devin White, linebacker out of LSU.
I like that.
Yeah, so
I like that.
I don't know that there was any particular reason. I also was kind of playing around with other draft scenarios,
right.
Which I won't get into just for time reasons.
Yes, sir.
As far as whether they trade out of that spot and the whole nine.
True.
But they do need some linebacker help, so I went with Devin White.
Okay.
Out of LSU.
Nice. Who did you have for the Raiders pick at 4?
So that's where I actually had Josh Allen going.
Okay.
Yeah, it was to the Raiders at 4.
Nice. I had the Raiders taking Montez Sweat just because they need that defensive end presence, especially after trading away Khalil Mack like they did.
Yeah.
So I think they're definitely looking to somewhat replace that type of talent. And Montez Sweat, he has potential to do that.
Oh yeah. Well, so interesting. Interesting enough, I was listening to some other sports radio and listening to some of the NFL insiders. It almost seems like Montez Sweat is sliding down people's draft boards. Ooh. Yeah, due to I believe is it like a heart condition or something like that.
Wow.
So yeah, so he was actually fortunate enough not to get sent home from the combine because we've seen or heard of that before.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because it seems like we're one off.
Yeah.
With our picks because I actually have Montez Sweat going to the Bucks at number 5.
Really, I have Devin White. That's who I got. Just because I don't. Like, when you think of the Bucks, do you really think of their front four? Do you necessarily think of a linebacker like that? Probably not.
No, I mean, it's been a while.
It's been a minute. So that's who I have going to the Bucks, and this guy is fast. We've covered him before. He's legit, and I'm just really, really excited to see this guy play.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So who do you have for the Giants?
Okay, so I don't really believe this will happen, but I actually do have Dwayne Haskins going there. Reason being, Eli is just old, decrepit. He's done. What are they waiting for? What dirt does he have on the owner? Like, I have no idea. Like, they are just letting him stay and stay. I don't know. I don't know. They need a quarterback.
They do.
I say take Haskins. Hell, they're already used to a statuesque quarterback.
Right.
I mean, Dwayne Haskins isn't running away from anybody, and Eli has never run away from anybody.
Right.
So, but I mean, I think he's got good arm talent, smart kid. Now, him coming out of Ohio State, that offense does not translate well to the NFL.
Right.
But I think he's smart enough, and if you can put him. I guess build around him.
Right.
I mean, because he was used to Ohio State. Okay, ball comes out quick. You get it to playmakers in space. Let them do their thing.
Right.
They don't have a whole hell of a lot of playmakers in New York.
Nope.
I mean, there's Golden Tate. You still have Saquon. So I mean, there are a few pieces, and if they can, maybe acquire somebody else in the draft, in the later rounds.
Yes, sir.
Or I mean, they have another pick in the first round as well. So maybe you go out and you get, I don't know, a wide receiver, somebody you feel can start right away.
Right. I have Dwayne Haskins going later,
but
I have them actually being stuck on stupid a little bit, just like how they have been in the past, few months. I have them taking Rashawn Gary here.
Ooh.
Because I think they actually, I think they think that he's that type of edge rusher that they can develop to be the guy that they just replaced. I mean, they just let go to the Browns. So, Olivier Vernon. So I definitely think that they're going to go edge rusher here, and then they'll make their decision with whatever happens later. And we'll reveal that when we get to it. So who do you have for the Jags?
Okay, so again, everybody listening, we said in the last episode, obviously we are not experts. We're not draft experts. We're not front office people. I was just purely looking at the picks as they are.
Right.
Assuming there's no trade ups or anything. Everybody just picks in the order that they are. And I looked at, okay, they just got Nick Foles.
Yeah.
I think they're going to go TJ Hawkinson, tight end out of Iowa.
Ooh,
I think he's a day one impact player.
Yes, he is.
I don't give a damn what system he is in. He can create space. He's strong. He doesn't mind blocking.
No, he's a great blocker.
So you can have him as additional help with the run block.
Yeah.
But he can also shed the block and get open.
Yes, he can.
Foles can find him. So that was my thought with that. So I went TJ Hawkinson, tight end.
I actually went, the whole protect your investment route and had them taking Jawan Taylor, the offensive tackle.
Yeah.
Because Foles is one of those guys where he's going to take the sack. Like, he even tells people, he's like, dude, I'd rather get hit throwing than, throwing it away. So I think they're going to try to buy, Nick Foles some time and actually protect him a little bit with that offensive tackle. And I like him as an offensive tackle. That dude is a monster.
Oh, yeah.
He's a beast.
Well, he kept Josh Allen from getting to the quarterback.
Yeah, he definitely did. This guy is, if you're looking for an offensive tackle, this is the guy you want protecting you 100%.
Oh, yeah. So, I can dig that one. So, who do you have at number 8 overall, Detroit Lions?
So the Lions, I have them taking Brian Burns. I'm going to be honest, like Eddie said, we're not like super experts, but I do like this guy's measurables. He runs a 4.5. He's a very fast defensive end. Yeah. He has long arms, all the measurables that you're looking for, and he seems like a really legit defensive end, like a legit edge rusher. So I definitely have the Lions looking for somebody to blow some stuff up.
Nice. So I actually have Dexter Lawrence.
Ooh.
Yeah, D-line out of Clemson.
That's right.
Okay. Again, so we both went defense there.
Yeah.
The Lions need help.
They
they
definitely need help.
Yeah. I mean, and hell, so do the Redskins. But
yeah.
What's interesting though, so you have Burns. Mm-hmm. I've seen a lot of different scenarios where he could potentially fall to 15, and they were saying if the Skins hold pat, they don't trade out, they don't do whatever, blah blah blah.
Right.
He could go there. Again, this is why I like the draft. People poo-poo on the draft. I don't. Yeah. I watch it. I tune in. I get the alerts on my phone. Except for draft day, I will not be on Twitter because the Adam Schefters of the world and Ian Rappaport's. I don't know what inside information they get. They tweet the damn picks out like 30 seconds to a minute before you see it on TV. It's just like somebody spoiling Endgame that we're gonna go see this weekend.
Exactly. Like these. Right. Like I have no idea how they do it, but they walk around with 3 phones. It's insane.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
So again, I have Dexter Lawrence going to the Detroit Lions, D-line out of Clemson.
Right. Who do you have for the Bills?
So I figured out the best place for this guy to go and get lost. DK Metcalf.
Oh, you have him going to the Bills.
Yeah,
wow.
I do. Right. Again, I'm willing to bet my ridiculous paycheck I'm wrong on this. Now, he could probably be coached out of a lot of issues, that he has. Right now, everybody's just saying, okay, he's straight line speed. To me, no matter what, immediate red zone threat.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him create separation more. But again, these are things that whoever takes him, if you feel your organization has the staff to get the most out of him right away, then you go ahead and do it. Again, I ultimately, when we graded him and talked about him on previous episodes, I see him more as a late first, early second. But again, it just takes one team to fall in love with you. Right. And the Bills are no stranger to doing dumb stuff like that. So I'm saying DK Metcalf to the Bills.
Yeah,
he's going to get lost.
Yeah. I have Ed Oliver just because I think that people are going to just take, the best defensive talent out there early just because they want that guy that's just going to blow stuff up and create turnovers. This guy just wreaks havoc. Like I said before, he's a 2.5 second guy. If you don't get it out in 2.5 seconds, he's assassinating your quarterback.
Yeah, you got some problems.
You got some problems. So that's who I definitely have for the Bills. And for the Broncos, I have these guys taking Drew Lock. You know what? You want to know why I have them taking Drew Lock?
Wow. I have him going later, but I'm wondering if it's going to be the same scenario. Go ahead.
Just because John Elway is the king of screwing up quarterback picks. That's why I have him taking Drew Lock. Not that he's a bad quarterback. Like he's one of those guys who can go through his progressions. He's great. Actually, not great, but decent arm talent. And he uses his eyes to move safeties and stuff like that. It's just he's just like Josh Allen, the quarterback from the Bills. He has trouble with touch and accuracy. So it's one of those things where it seems like a John Elway pick because he just likes picking guys like that for whatever reason. So that's who I have for the Broncos. Who do you got going?
All right, so for the Denver Broncos, which would be the 10th overall pick, I actually have Devin Bush, linebacker out of Michigan, going there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah. So let's just get into 11. Who do you have for Cincinnati?
Devin Bush. That's who I have.
Nice.
It's crazy because we're thinking a lot of the same people, just one person down or up, and that's really interesting. But yeah, I have Devin Bush going to the Bengals. 4.43 speed, great cover ability. We like this guy. I've watched him, for the past 2 or 3 seasons because I'm a Michigan fan. So I already know what they're getting, and they're getting some premier talent there. So I'm excited. Who do you have for the Packers?
Well, for the Bengals,
I'm sorry, for the Bengals. My bad.
I have Rashawn Gary going there.
Ooh. Yeah. I like that. That'll go. Yeah. I mean, not just 'cause I like Michigan, but that'll work. Yeah.
Right. All right. So for the Packers, I actually have A.J. Brown going there. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to predict that he'll be
A.J. Brown. I like that guy.
Yeah. So now what's crazy is he was featured more in Ole Miss more than DK Metcalf. But
yes, he was.
I think people got the steaming undies for DK because I mean he
took his shirt off and everybody's like, nah, man, he's a number one.
Right. And then he ran straight extremely fast.
Yeah.
So, I think somebody will make the mistake and take him before AJ Brown, but he's my guy.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I have him again going to the Packers. That's going to help out Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
And that receiving core there. Not that they're trash, but what's his name left? Cobb.
Yeah, Randall Cobb.
Right. So A.J. Brown to the Packers, put a stamp on it.
Oh yeah, I have T.J. Hawkinson, the tight end,
and that's not a bad pick either.
That's not a bad pick either
because he needs like a premier tight end.
A premier tight end, a big body guy that's just going to blow stuff up. And I don't really necessarily, when I say blow stuff up, I mean just create that separation and go up and get balls because that's the type of receiver that Aaron Rodgers likes. And, I just think that's just where he's going to land. And, I think they're going to try to make Aaron Rodgers happy with a guy like that.
Yeah.
So who do you have for the Dolphins?
All right, so for the Miami Dolphins, this is where I have Brian Burns slotted.
Okay. All right, I like it.
Yeah, for obvious reasons. I mean, they definitely need the help. Mm-hmm. They've lost some pieces on the defense. So, yeah, I mean, immediate day one impact player. I have him going to Miami.
Yeah, I also think Miami needs some offensive line help, so I have them taking Jonah Williams. Nice. Just because, 3-year starter, workhorse, great technique, great footwork, with Fitz magic down there. I think they need to buy him some time because sometimes he makes really stupid decisions in clutch situations. But, yeah, he can make combo blocks the whole 9. You need a lineman. That's the guy you want to look at, or one of the guys you want to look at, definitely.
I could dig it. So who do you have going to the dirty Atlanta Falcons?
I think they need some more help on defense, so I have them taking Christian Wilkins here. Yeah, we already know beast, large size, bull rush talent. If you're a running back, you want to bounce to the outside on this guy, he'll eat you. But his only issue is just working on some of that technique. But we've already covered that. You know what you're getting. He's a guy that's just gonna punch a quarterback in the mouth.
Right. Yeah. Straight up workhorse.
Yep.
So for the Atlanta Falcons, 14th overall pick, I have Jawan Taylor out of Florida going there.
There you go.
I figure Matty Ice needs he needs help. He needs something. I mean, he to me, and we can get into this like later on. In future episodes, like quarterbacks on the hot seat, he's good, but and he puts up numbers and all that, but it's gonna get to the point where hey, you either S or get off the pot.
Right.
So, Jawan Taylor, offensive line out of Florida, pick 14, Atlanta Falcons.
Now I know this is gonna be your favorite pick of the first round. Next round we have the Redskins. Why don't you go ahead and take this one first?
Hail to the Redskins, HTTR. I have Noah Fant, tight end out of Iowa.
Good pick.
Yeah.
I like that.
I mean, we need help all over the place.
Yeah, because Jordan Reed, he's a little bit of a health issue. It's not like he's a bad tight end because he just catches balls. That's what he does, but he has to stay healthy. So I like that pick.
And the thing about that is Noah Fant can block.
Nice.
And he can pass catch.
Right.
He's another one that he doesn't mind blocking as well. So the thing about the Redskins is when Vernon Davis is on the field, even when Jordan Reed is on the field together, it's a pass play.
Right.
So Most of the time it is. They're not known to block. You bring in Jeremy Sprinkle, he's blocking. So any defensive coordinator and the guys on the field can see that, and they say, hey, we know what's coming. At least with this guy, it'll give you some sort of elusiveness to say, okay, we don't know what he's doing. So anyway, based on all the players that I have selected above 15, that's who I see the Redskins taking.
Nice. I have you guys taking that top end beast in Marquise Brown. That guy can separate. He plays through the whistle. He runs solid routes. He can separate. I like this guy a lot, and I think you guys just need that top end receiver that's just gonna piss off secondaries. Like that's the type of guy you need, especially to help out Case a little bit and potentially Josh Rosen.
Right. Yeah. We'll see.
We'll see what happens.
The Skins will manage to mess that up. All right. So who do you have? Pick 16, Carolina Panthers. Who do you have?
I have them taking Clelin Ferrell.
Ooh.
I have them taking that defensive end. This guy had 36.5 sacks, total, since 2017. Prototypical size and frame. Awesome defensive end. I like that guy there, especially with Luke Kuechly and all those boys. I think that's definitely going to be a huge upgrade.
Yeah, no, for sure. So I actually have Carolina taking Christian Wilkins.
Oh, there you go. Well, yeah. Tomato.
Yeah,
I mean they're just going to end people.
And It's funny that you say Clelin Ferrell because I actually have him going 17 to the Giants.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, so
who do you have for 17?
For the 17, this is where I have them taking Dwayne Haskins because all these reports coming out about
he can
just
slide.
falling in the draft, just literally just like begging somebody to take him almost. Because I don't know why this dude is, I guess, timid about where he's going to end up or if he's even going to get drafted in the first round. Apparently, this dude isn't even going to show up to Tennessee. Like he's just gonna chill with his family because he doesn't want to be that guy that's left on the stage after the first round is over.
Right.
But I think the Giants are thinking, well, I think he's gonna fall, and then they're gonna scoop him at 17 here. So that's why I have him going there.
So I'll tell you this: if he does start to slide, obviously we're assuming Kyler's not gonna slide that far.
Oh no.
So if Haskins actually slides that far, he won't get past 15. I can tell you that. Because if he's sitting there and the Skins still have their pick and they did not trade for Rosen, he will become a Washington Redskin.
Right. Because I don't know. In my head, I just think you guys have taking Rosen. But if you guys somehow don't trade for Rosen, yeah, I definitely see that happening.
Now, I will say what needs to be in our head is to trade for Rosen.
Right.
I mean, get it done. Whatever. Cautiously say whatever it takes, but get the deal done. I mean, over the last couple of days, I'm hearing the reports that it may or may not happen, but that's neither here nor there. So we'll get back on track.
Yeah.
So you have the Giants pick 17 taking Haskins.
Yep.
All right. So that takes us to the 18th pick, first round, Minnesota Vikings. Who do you have?
I have them taking Chris Lindstrom just because it's Kirk Cousins and they need a guard. I don't know. I just think buying him maybe a little bit more time because their offensive line, from what I remember last season, wasn't the best. So I think they made that investment. They got to protect them or at least buy him a little bit more time. So getting that offensive guard.
Nice. So I actually have Jonah Williams.
Okay.
Out of Alabama, offensive tackle,
which makes sense because we did take Sendejo from him. So you said offensive tackle. My bad. So lineman, that makes sense.
But with reading kind of what the scouts and draft experts were saying, and it actually makes sense. I believe so. They'll take him at this spot and move him to guard.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think he's good enough to do that.
Right.
And
okay, I see that happening. That makes sense.
So that's I had almost forgot that, and I saw the little note that I put. But that is why I selected him there.
So we both agree on them. They're getting a lineman because that's a lot of money, guaranteed money to stack on a quarterback.
Yeah. Overrated. No, I'm just
joking. So and that's one of those things where he may even be on the hot seat a little bit.
Oh yeah,
because if we're spending picks on, especially the first and second rounders, on people to protect you and to buy you time, and you're just not doing what you're supposed to do. Because I'm pretty sure this dude was like a fourth of what he was. I mean, it was like 5 and a lot for teams over 500 last year. So yeah, he's got to step it up. Who do you have for the Titans?
All right, so for Tennessee Titans, I actually have Jeffrey Simmons, defensive tackle out of Mississippi State.
Mm-hmm.
So there is no real particular, I would say, reason. Like, I just think he's a good talent for that pick in that situation. They do need some help on defense.
All right, so my pick for the Titans, it's Zach Allen. He isn't the fastest guy out there, but he does have a lot of football IQ. He's a very smart guy. He can read offenses and make the correct play, filling gaps, that whole thing.
Which is valuable.
Which is definitely valuable. He has he's just long arms, things like that. So I'm really interested to see this guy, out of Boston College, do some damage.
Yeah, and I mean, even if he doesn't go there, he'll go somewhere and make a roster and hopefully provide some
help.
Yeah. All right, so 20, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Marcus, why don't you go ahead and tell us who you have?
I have them taking Byron Murphy, cornerback from Washington here.
Nice.
Once again, it's another very, very smart corner. Runs a 4.5, has 7 interceptions, 20 pass breakups within 87 targets. Like, this guy is the prototypical cornerback you want coming out of college. You don't really have to coach up that much because the technique, for the most part, is there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really excited to see this guy play on the other side of Pennsylvania.
Nice. All right, so for the Steelers, 20th pick, first round, I'm going corner as well, but I'm actually going Lonnie Johnson out of Kentucky.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
That works. Okay.
So.
Good business. 21 with the Seahawks. Who do you got going there?
How do you say? Is it Keenan Williams? Quinnen,
I think.
Quinnen. There you go. Hey.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah, hey, and that's the one reason I always told my wife, I was like, I couldn't be a teacher.
Right.
Because I would screw up names.
Oh, that's me all day.
Yeah. So so there you go. Quinnen Williams,
Yes, sir.
defensive tackle, Alabama. Seahawks are always in the mix no matter what.
Right.
They're always reloading that defense.
100%.
I think he'll be, again, I've said it before with several players on this list, impact day one.
Right.
Let's go. Boom.
I feel you. For the Seahawks, since they just spent, what's that contract, $140 million?
Oh yeah, hey,
For-
Russ got
For Russell
paid.
Wilson? Yeah, I know Future out there hating right now, but I think they're going to reload at receiver, and I think this is where they're going to select DK Metcalf. So I think he's going here just to, be that physical freak and just start mushing people and, catching the ball and just getting them yak yards. So
now that you said it, so I haven't heard any other mock drafts or anybody else really talk about him going there. But that's actually a place where I could see him doing well.
Yep. Lockett and those boys.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you would have speed threats on both sides.
Yes, sir.
And like I said, DK's got some stuff to work on. He can get better with the hands.
Yep.
If he can learn to create separation, because Russell Wilson, stuff breaks down, he's all over the place. So DK's got to know that, understand it, see it, and find the open space and either sit down or just fly. So, yeah, I mean, I could see that. That's actually pretty good.
Yep, that's where I have him going.
So I'm going to actually circle that one because when we watch the draft Thursday.
Man. Thursday.
Yeah,
yes,
that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
All right, so next up, just right up the road, the Baltimore Ravens.
Pooh Birds.
Yeah, they're picking at 22. Who do you have?
I have the Ravens taking Paris Campbell. This guy from Ohio State runs a 4.3, great hands, was a great target for Haskins, and he's gonna, make a play. I love this kid. I hated playing him when, my Michigan got torched by that offense. Michigan defense got torched by the offense, but, season's over. He can go to the league and just stay there. So, yeah, I have them taking, somebody, in general just to help out Lamar Jackson because
I mean, he's going to need it for sure.
He's going to need it because that dude does a lot of scrambling, and I don't see him having a long career, but having, a wideout threat will help him out a lot.
Well, plus, and that should help him with his development as far as a passer.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's got the arm. We all know that. But as far as going through his progressions and his reads and getting the ball out and getting it to a receiver that, hopefully they feel is reliable enough to catch the ball.
Right.
All right, so that takes us to 23, the Houston Texans. Who do you have going?
I have them picking Cody Ford, a guard, just to, help out with that, offensive line. And this guy has all the size, all the mass, all the athleticism, plays angry. He can make blocks downfield. He can pass block a little bit. He has to work on his technique, but overall, he's a good offensive lineman.
Yeah, so I actually have, believe it or not, I have him going there as well. So that's both of us saying that's where he's going. So damn it, that's where he's going.
Book it.
No, okay. Hey, so I was just going to essentially say most of the same things you did.
Right.
Since you already said it, I don't need to waste anybody's time listening to it again.
There we go.
So let's go to pick 24.
For the Raiders, and these guys have so many picks, I have them taking DeAndre Baker at 24. Just because that defense, I don't know. They just really don't scare anybody.
No, they're so porous.
Right. So adding another quarterback that runs a 4.5. This guy has no TDs allowed since 2017. He's just one of those guys that's definitely going to bat balls down, make plays, and give the other quarterback fits.
Okay, so I actually have them taking Marquise Brown here.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
Wide receiver. I figured, AB is going to need somebody. Now we know how that's going to play out. Anyway, we'll do. I'm interested to see how it'll play out with Antonio Brown. Right. I think they're going to keep Carr. Because they're going to suck anyway. So why trade up to get Kyler Murray or anything like that? I've heard, all the different combinations of how that could work to where he filters out. I put it like this. If Kyler Murray doesn't go first, I could see him sliding a little bit. But again, overall, they're going to keep Carr, and I have them taking Marquise Brown. So we'll see how that one plays out.
I mean, also, you kind of got to think about it a little bit because, if you keep Carr and he sucks and you tank again.
There's some better quarterbacks coming out next year.
Yeah, and isn't that long-haired Fabio-looking guy coming out of Clemson?
Clemson, oh,
year?
Yeah.
So
the Dreamboat.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like I said, I mean, we'll see what happens. And my favorite pick of the first round, 25, we got these Eagles. I think, in my head right now, I think we can ride out our offensive line for one more year. With that being said, I think we're going Josh Jacobs at running back just because I think our offensive philosophy is we don't care who you have on the other side of that ball. If we have more weapons than you can cover, there's nothing you're going to be able to do about it because somebody's getting open.
Right.
And that's the type of philosophy that won us the Super Bowl. So I have us taking that pass-catching running back and Josh Jacobs. Also because of the fact that Howard isn't a pass-catching running back. He's between the tackles or running off tackle type of guy.
Right.
So if you have a guy that you're just swinging to the outside and that a linebacker has to try to cover, it's nightmares. So that's why I have us taking at 25. What about you?
All right, so I have your Philadelphia Eagles taking linebacker from Alabama, Mack Wilson.
You know what? I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take that because, we do have a few holes there. We do have Nigel Bradham. We just let our guy go to the Cardinals, and can't remember his name right now. Doesn't matter because he was hurt all the damn time anyway, and he just made $38 million. But yeah, so.
Well, my reasoning behind that was, I think you guys are solid at wide receiver.
We are.
Wentz coming back, presumably healthy.
Right.
I'm thinking, okay, your offense should be fine.
Right.
Your defense is not suspect, but your defensive front is nasty.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, okay, you guys need somebody in the middle that can help out.
Right.
Because your front seven, and we've talked about this on previous episodes.
Right.
If you have a nasty front seven, that line can get after the quarterback. You can almost have anybody back there as corners or safeties, and your guys are serviceable.
Right.
To good
All the way down to the 5th, 6th, and 7th
Right.
guy because they got crazy experience in the playoffs last
Right.
year.
And so that was my point. So you saw it later in the season. I mean, it was like something clicked, and all they
Yeah.
needed was playing time,
Right.
experience, comfortability,
Yep.
the whole nine. So again, I have Mac Wilson going to shore up your linebacking core, and again, I've said it
Yeah.
before, maybe even not on this podcast, but just talking with Marcus and other
Right.
people, even Skins fans. I think the Eagles are the class of the division
Right.
going into the season, so we'll see how that plays out. But like I said,
Yeah.
I think Mac is gonna be a stud.
And, I like that pick, especially, and like I said before, I just remembered his name. Jordan Hicks is leaving, and, don't get me wrong. That guy was a great linebacker. It's just he could never stay healthy. Like, this dude was, with a pectoral or some type of legs, something. So
Right.
I think replacing him would also be a great pick, and I wouldn't be mad at that as well. So who do you have the Colts picking up?
All right, so I have Hakeem Butler, wide receiver out of Iowa State. Watching film on this dude, great size, speed,
Right.
and he can catch. So I'm
Nice.
thinking you pair him with T.Y. You can't go wrong at the quarterback with Andrew Luck there.
Nope.
I think they're going to cause or wreak havoc throughout the season, plus going into the playoffs. I think they'll be right up there in the mix with the Patriots and the Chiefs, which the Chiefs is interesting because
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill is in a
I
little bit of
forgot
legal
man.
issues and stuff like that. But
Right.
so sticking to it, getting back to it, 26th pick, first round, Indianapolis Colts. I got Hakeem Butler, wide receiver.
I have them taking Jonathan Abram,
Ooh.
that big body safety. He hits hard. He actually plays like an extra linebacker, and I think he's going to complement that defense well because they already play fast.
Yeah.
So just adding another heavy hitter on the back end to just, kill people and, just bolster that defense a little bit. Even though in my opinion, they really don't need. But I think with all the defensive talent, I think the defensive talent is definitely going to go early. So I have them taking that safety.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, you were definitely right. I mean, you're going to see those edge rushers and those big run stuffers go early.
Yep.
Especially, I would say, within those first 8 to 10, 11 picks.
Yep.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's actually a pretty good pick. So, 27, Oakland Raiders in the first round yet again.
Raiders again. I have them taking Rock Ya-Sin from Temple, another cornerback. Once again, we said these guys have holes.
Yeah.
You need guys to actually cover a little bit.
Right.
So I just have him. He's a 4-5 corner. He's a physical freak. This dude is jacked and ripped head to toe.
Oh, yeah.
So I just have them taking getting back to classic Raiders smash mouth football, jacking you guys up.
Just win, baby.
Just win, baby.
So I have the Raiders actually taking Dawson Knox, tight end out of Ole Miss.
Wow.
Again, I'm looking at
like that.
what they have going on, so I'm thinking like, okay, I feel like they have too many holes on the defense to begin to fill, and I get it. You got to start somewhere.
Got to start somewhere.
So, I mean, we could just take my mock draft, rip it up, and throw it away when they go up there to pick, and
Right.
I mean, they could choose to stack the defense.
Mhm.
However they're going to do it, but just kind of looking at what they need, the players that have already gone, that's
Right.
who I came up with. Dawson Knox, tight end out of Ole Miss.
Awesome. Well, tell us about who you have for the Chargers.
All right, so this is where I actually have Greedy Williams going.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Really? But
Yeah.
you know what? They have that rookie out there that's been making great plays in their secondary a little bit. Well, they got a couple of players out there. Their defense is just nasty.
Well, right. And so that's where I figured, okay, some people were saying, oh, Greedy's like the best corner coming out. Da-da-da-da-da. I don't think so. That's why I have him, towards the bottom of the first round.
Right.
But I think he's going to provide enough talent, paired already with a decent secondary, or I should say good secondary,
Yeah,
not decent.
they're good.
Yeah, these dudes were killing it all season.
Smacking around those Ravens.
Yeah. And they said it couldn't be done. It's cold. They have to travel across the country. Man, they went in there and handled business.
Ready.
Handled business.
Ready.
Yeah, so again, Greedy Williams. Chargers fans, get the buy them jerseys.
Right.
It's coming.
Exactly. And you know what? I think that they were going to go ahead and ride out that defense a little bit and with what they had. And I think that they were looking to get somebody to develop behind Phillip Rivers. And I have them taking Daniel Jones, the Duke quarterback. Just because this guy can already stand in the pocket and deliver a pretty ball. He can read defenses. You know, he throws a beautiful out route, but he also has to work on throwing balls into tight windows. A little bit of that Tony Romo syndrome that he thinks he can fit it in there, but it just doesn't happen. And also learning behind a guy like Phillip Rivers, he can learn to shift in the pocket a little bit more and just make better throws because a lot of his balls do get batted down.
Yeah.
But overall, like I said, I think they're drafting a guy to replace Phillip Rivers. Yeah, he's getting up there. You know, he's got a little bit of a tribe at home, you know, starting offense. But, you know, I think he doesn't have too many years left, so they're looking to snatch a quarterback.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean, it makes sense to me.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay, so pick 29, Kansas City Chiefs. Who do you have?
That's where I have Greedy Williams going just because they have so many holes in that damn secondary. I think they need another playmaker that might not create as many issues as the guy that they let go. But, you know, like I said, they got to rebuild that secondary, and I think that's kind of what got them in trouble in the in the playoffs when they played the Patriots. Even though they did have that pickoff in the end zone.
Right.
That did get, you know, thrown, whatever. But like I said, I think that they were getting carved up and they need to start replacing some of those corners.
No, for sure. So many people are focused on Kansas City's offense for good reason. I mean, high-powered, high-flying, high-scoring.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes is
my homie,
as advertised.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I mean, I think that's a great pick. So I'm actually going corner there as well, but that's where I put Rock Ya-Sin out of Temple. Yeah.
There you go.
So I have him there.
Tomato.
Yeah. So all right, Green Bay Packers. Who do you have? Pick 30.
This is where I have A.J. Brown going.
Nice.
So I just think they're just trying to make Aaron Rodgers happy, but by loading up that stable of receivers because he needs it. And just, you know, people that can make him happy. So, you know, quick twitch, runs great routes, you know, separate that whole nine. That's where I have A.J. Brown going.
Right. So, okay. So we both have A.J. going to Green Bay. So now for this pick, this is where your thought with the Chargers drafting to have an understudy.
Yeah.
This is where I actually have Drew Lock going.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
To sit behind the great Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
Now, he's going to get the Brett Favre treatment because that's what Aaron Rodgers got.
That's exactly what he's going to get.
You're getting no help. You better just hold this damn clipboard, shut up, learn, study, the whole nine. But who else better to learn from
than that guy?
Yeah. So, again, that's where I have Drew Lock going. And, I mean, I'm interested to see, you know, what happens and all that. But, okay, so let's shift gears back to the West Coast. Pick 31, L.A. Rams.
I have them replacing some of that defensive talent and going Jerry Tillery from Notre Dame, 300 pounds. This guy has a ton of lean muscle, and he just wreaks havoc on everybody. He can punch through blocks. He's a bull rusher by nature, and, you know, he's one of those guys that does need to work on, you know, just that quick twitch off the snap because if you hard count him, he will jump off sides. But overall, a solid defensive. All right, man. So who do you have for the Rams?
All right, so for the LA Rams, pick 31, I have Elgton Jenkins, offensive guy.
There you go.
Out of Mississippi State. No other reason, really. I mean, he's big dude. Rams could use more, you know, help to keep, to give Goff more time.
Right, because the guy that got forgotten about last year was my dude Cooper Kupp, and only because of injury, because they needed him in the playoffs. So, and that guy's a deep threat.
Oh yeah,
monster. So yeah, I agree.
All right, so for the last pick in the first round of the 2019 NFL Draft goes to the New England Patriots. Who do you have slotted there?
I have them taking Dalton Reisner from Kansas State. This dude is 6'5", 312 pounds. He's a solid offensive lineman. He has great technique. Keeps his pass rushers centered. Like I said, he's one of those guys that's going to extend or help extend Tom Brady's career maybe another year or two. So, and you know, these Patriots, they take like offensive line guys early, guys that you wouldn't really necessarily think they pick early, and then they just get these dumpster guys and turn them into studs,
household names
in the back end of the draft. So I have them taking offensive line at 32.
Interesting. So I'm actually going defensive line with Ed Oliver.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I got him going.
That would piss me off. I'm not even gonna lie. Like that would make me mad.
Yeah. somehow I think he falls there. There's no algorithm I came up with for that.
Okay.
I see him going there.
There you go.
All right, so hey, we just went through all 32 teams. We didn't give crazy draft scenarios or anything like that. All the coulda, shoulda, wouldas. What if this? What if that?
Right.
You guys will see it just like we will, how it'll all play out. But again, we did first round only, pick 1 through 32, all 32 teams, where we thought they would go if they stayed pat at that position.
Right.
So we got to run. I'm Eddie. Check us out. Check me out on Twitter. You can check Marcus out on Twitter. But you know what? You can go to our website, theaveragesportsguys.com, and you can find all of the links to our Facebook, to our Instagram, to YouTube. You can find us wherever you download your podcasts.
Yeah, man. Check out our blog posts. We're gonna start, kicking out some deets, some information on some potential changes going on in the NFL. Different, insider information type deals. So just check us out a little bit.
Yeah, that's right. And we're gonna start doing blog posts.
Yeah.
I'll be writing about the Redskins. Marcus will be writing about the Eagles.
Yes,
we'll
sir.
do like a once a week wrap up of the NFL. That'll be more when the season actually starts.
Yep.
Marcus and I are going to follow our teams through rookie mini camps, OTAs, leading into full-blown
preseason and then the regular season.
That's right. So, again, go to averagesportsguys.com. You can check us out there. If anybody wants to sponsor the show, you can reach us through there as well. We're more than happy to talk to people. We need sponsors. Hit us up.
We do drops.
Hey, real quick, just to let everybody know, I know people I've been talking to in person, I've been telling them I've been working and redoing the Average Sports Guys podcast lounge.
Yeah, man.
There's some crazy changes in here right now. You can see the pictures on our Instagram.
Yes, sir.
I've been kind of putting them up there as I've been doing things. So we are going to start filming, and you will be able to see these pretty faces on YouTube. And yeah, check us out. Again, I'm Eddie.
This is Marcus.
And we're the Average Sports Guys.
Out.